All right, I'm about to do a windshield treatment that builds up a repellent on the window, and it's makes the water bead off the windshield better. And in some cases, if you're on the freeway and say if you're going about 55 or 60 miles an hour, you won't even have to turn your wiper blades on. 9 times out of 10, you're at that rate of speed and you going forward and the wind blowing in your direction, the amount of beads that's gonna be on its windshield is just makes it just comes right out without having to use the wiper blades as much. I started doing this treatment over 20 years ago because I've always driven classic cars, and I was having problems with my wipers. Like my wipers wasn't cleaning my windshield good enough for me. And regardless if I replaced them or not, it was the same thing. So I wiped them down with some solution and it worked better, but it still wasn't what I wanted. So I didn't use the steel wool at the time. I wasn't wearing steel wool back in '79. I used a rag, and I rubbed some compound over the windshield using a rag, not even a microfiber, just a regular, like a bath rag. And I sat inside the car on the driver's side and looked out the windshield, and I noticed the windshield looked a lot clearer. So I went on and done the passenger side. As time went on, I started trying other methods. And I was working at a detail shop, this is 10 years or so later. And I saw a guy do a windshield treatment. And I don't want to compare against other brands because I did that several times in the past. I'm just going to say it builds up a repellent. It cleans the windshield first of all. Then it builds up a repellent that helps the water not stay on the windshields. Even like I said, sometimes, even if you're not using the wiper blade, the water would just bead off. Kind of like if you buff a car out, the paint, if the paint is smooth, like what you're looking for when you do an exterior buff on a car, it's gonna bead up, the water's gonna roll right off. So it's some of the same, you get some of the same effect by doing the same method. But you're not using the steel wool, you're using the buffer with some kind of buffing pad, be it wool, old school pad, which is wool, or be it the foam cutting pad on the paint to get that shine after you buff it with the chemical or the compound. Okay, I'm gonna wipe this off and then I'm gonna go on the other side. Once I do the other side, I'm gonna sit in the car, look out the windshield and see how the window looks. The only problem I've had with performing this method is that you gotta sit inside the car and look out the windshield to make sure you get the film out. And like this was a brand new microfiber that I pulled out, and that helps a whole lot if you got a brand new microfiber or soft cloth that you can wipe the compound residue off, and hopefully you won't see no film. Some cases you might not be able to see the film inside because it might not be enough light inside, and you might not see the film until you actually step outside. But that's the time you want to have yourself a soft bath rag or cloth to where you can wipe the film. You only have to wipe the film off the outside windshield, because I never placed this stuff on the inside of nobody's windshield. So this treatment is basically for the outside. You can do front and back windshield. You got a sunroof, you can do sunroof if you like. You can even do your door windows. But you just gotta be careful. Because this compound here, if you get on the wrong type of motor, it will turn it white. So if you were gonna use this method to do your door windows, you got any kind of molding, not the molding that's shiny, the molding that got the flat color to it, then you don't want to do that unless you tape it up. That's what I would do. Because once you get this kind of compound, it dries, it's gonna look like you see it on the car right now, on the windshield, front windshield, it dries white. So anything that it touches and not gotten off right away, I'm talking about time you do it, it's gonna turn it white. And it's gonna be very difficult to turn it back to the original color. That's why I got these blankets right here. And if I was doing the side windows, I'd have it taped up. I don't take any chances like that. I used to when I was younger, and now I'm more professional. I gotta spend a little bit more time taping the car up than trying to do it without taping it up and mess up somebody's molding. And at that point, the only thing I could do is try to shine it up, and that's hiding it because I don't have the means to fix it permanent, so I'm gonna have to do something temporary. And to temporarily fix moisture, rain, or anything like that, it's gonna wipe the shine off, and you're gonna be back to what you had at first door because you let the compound get on the wrong parts of demolding, especially wiper blades. You get this stuff on wiper blades, you can kiss it goodbye. With these wiper blades, you can take the arm off, paint them, or you can even buy some more wiper blades. But who want to buy anything they don't really need to buy? So the best thing to do is just take the extra precaution and safety method and try to do it right. For its time, yeah, me putting the blanket here, me, if I was to be doing the side windows and the sunroof, trying to tape all that stuff up, yes, add time to the detail. And when you're getting paid by the job, like most detailers get paid, nowadays they get paid flat rate. The faster you go and get to the next car, usually the more money you make. But if you have to keep going back fixing a problem because you went so fast and you missed some things, then it could be costly in your pocket. That's why I'd rather just try to fix it the first time right. Okay, I'm gonna look inside. I'm gonna start on the driver's side, and I'm gonna sit in the car, look out the windshield and see how it looks. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the passenger side. I see a couple little streaks, but not a film. But I'm gonna go back over this windshield with some paste carnauba wax, and that would take care of the little marks that I see. That's not it's not film. It just came from the steel wool, and they'll go away. I done the front windshield before I started this treatment because I knew I was gonna do this treatment. Now the next thing for me to do, I'm gonna take this carnauba can wax and I'm gonna wax this entire window. And I won't use this cloth again because I use it for the compound. I'm going to move this and this over to the side. And I won't use this again. Not for that. That way. And I'm going to wash this window like I would the body of a car. And this is going to remove that little mark from the steel wool where I didn't get the steel wool off good enough. I'm going to leave this sitting here and I'm going to start buffing on this car and I'll take this off later. That's that. I'm going to come over here. I done my own personal car about 3 years the same way. And my windshield, the water on my windshield still beads up now. I don't commute in my car like a lot of other drivers have to do. So that could have something to do with it. But my windows are still beating up. They're not beating up like they once did when I first did it, but it still beads up. And that's been about 3 years ago. All right. Okay, I got my carnauba worked into the windshield. Now they got all kinds of waxes you could use. They even got liquid waxes. But I like the paste. The results of the paste wax. And any brand will basically work. That's that, and I'm going to come back and take that off after I get through buffing the car. Thank you.